Oh, geez. I know. Happy New Year, everyone! Me and Daisy are so excited to be back after Christmas and the start of the new year, starting out fresh this year. And so I wanted to talk to y'all about some plans that I have for my reading this year, some plans that I have for Booktube this year, and just to check in with y'all. And I have a reading challenge for myself that y'all are very welcome to join in on. So let's get right into it. The first thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about was I read something like 135 books last year, and the books that I read that were on my physical TBR that were obtained prior to 2021, so the amount of books that I took off of my TBR was only like 7 books. And I have way more than 7 books that are in my house. So I don't buy a whole lot of books, but I do get a lot from the library. I have my Nightworms package, so I'm like mostly keeping up with like my Nightworms books and like new books that I buy, but I do hope to get to all the books that I already own prior, hopefully, or if I'm not making it a priority to get to those books, then send them out into the world for someone who might make them more of a priority. So my big reading goal for this year is to read the books that I already own. I feel like this is a goal for many people that, buying books, learning about new books, all of that is a hobby that is separate from actually reading the books. So my thing is not that I go on like big like book hauls, though I did have some last year, especially like used book hauls, but it's usually like whenever I go to the library to pick up one thing, then I look through the new books there and do a lot of impulse checking out from the library there. So I'm reading a lot of library books, which I do think is very positive. However, I would also like to get through the books that I actually own. So my goal this year is to read at least, dare I say 50 books off of my physical TBR. I have honestly no clue how many I actually own. I do not wish to know that number. But I do believe that I have at least 50. Is that reasonable? I think it's reasonable. I read like 130 books last year, and like a lot of those are ebooks and audiobooks too, which is the other thing. So the books that I already have on my physical TBR, aka books that I own, are not necessarily the, like the most diverse or the most to my current reading taste books that I have, but there is something about all of them I think that I would still like to read. So that's my goal. 50 books off of my physical TBR, which means no more library checkouts. So I can still, read new stuff, either from like, right now I don't have any plans to cancel my Nightworm subscription, so I will have like new horror books, and like like a couple times in the year there might be like a new indie author that I want to buy from, but I'm going to prioritize reading stuff that I already own. So audiobooks, ebooks will still be like mood reading, just like stumbling upon stuff, which is like one of my favorite things to do. But I don't love having a lot of books in my house that I haven't read. Like I don't really like looking at them. I like looking at the books in my house that I've already read and thinking, wow, that girl can read. That's so impressive. Okay, goal number 1, read books that I have. goal number 2 is to, whenever I am doing my mood reading, that I'm reading from a variety of countries, which is something that historically I have done. Like in 2020, 2019, that I'd read from a ton of different countries, but 2021 was like the year of horror for me. And for some reason, in doing that and trying to figure out like my taste in horror literature, I kind of devolved back into reading mostly American authors, which is not the end goal for me. I love reading from all over the world, and like right now I'm participating in January in Japan, in which I am reading some horror. I'm reading some horror manga, some weird Japanese fiction, but I think, it might be that I do want to read horror from all over the world, but I think also that there is an aspect of horror that is like cultural. Obviously there's an aspect of horror that's cultural, but that I've read from some countries before, and like what was like very horrific, that I was reading, like was very horrific for people who were readers from that country. They just have like different things that upset them, and it wasn't like necessarily to my taste, which is okay. Not everything has to be to my taste. This was all to say that whenever I am going back to reading more internationally this year, which is a promise, I know I can do this one, that I want to be cooking from all over the world as well. And I'm vegan cooking from all over the world. There are vegan food creators from all over the world. Like any country, like any cuisine can be veganized, and there are vegans from cultures around the world who are veganizing their food. So I would like to like do more of that, and like, which sometimes it requires like obtaining like specialty ingredients, and I live in a smaller city, and there's like 1 or 2 Pan-Asian food markets. I don't think we have like an African food market at all, so some of that will like require me maybe traveling to go to those markets and obtaining specialty food ingredients. But I would like to make that a priority this year to like learn some new things. And I would like to like share cooking content on here too. So like I would love to like read a book from Nigeria and pair it with like a vegan Nigerian meal. That sounds awesome to me. But food photography and videography is a little bit more complex than what we've got going on here right now. So that'll involve learning some new skills, but I think it would be fun. And I love being vegan. I love talking about being vegan, and never in a way to tell other people what they should do, but I just love showing other people the fun in it, and that it's it's not scary to be vegan, and it's not weird. Whenever people ask me like what I eat, it's like it's exactly what you eat, but just made vegan. So I'd love to do that this year as well. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about today is my reading challenge to myself, and maybe for y'all too if you want to join in. As you may know, my boyfriend is so far away in Australia. It's now been over 2 years since we last saw each other and hold hands. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I'll at least know when I'm moving if I haven't moved. But, just thinking about him and how much I miss him. It's made me want to start a reading challenge for myself and make this the year of Dick. Philip K. Dick. Philip K. Dick. He has my copy of Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? What were y'all thinking? Oh my gosh. So these are the physical Philip K. Dick books that I have read on top of the one that he has as well. So this seems like a pretty good amount of books to read from one author. However, these are the books that I currently own by him that I have not read. So my goal this year is to read at least 12 of these. So that evens out to one per month. Not going to say that I'm going to read one every single month. But I would like to at least read 12 of them, and I'll tell you which ones I haven't read yet. So if you want to buddy read any of these, like, please let me know. I haven't even taken like the new sticker off of a lot of these. The Penultimate Truth, We Can Build You, Clans of the Alphane Moon. I love that all these match. You can see why I felt like I should just go ahead and buy a ton of them. Our Friends from Frolics 8, Lies Inc., Lies Incorporated, Flow My Tears, The Policeman Said, The Simulacra. Oh, it still has some other purchases in it. This is an enlightening video. Valis, I definitely want to make it to this year. It's a classic, probably the most classic one that I haven't read yet. Gather Yourselves Together, The Kraken Space, The World Jones Made, Eye in the Sky, Counterclock World, and Vulcan's Hammer. So please let me know if you would like to join in the Year of Dick. I invite y'all all to fill your year with Dick if it does please you. But no pressure if not. You know, sometimes you're just in the mood. So yep, that's it. That's my reading goals and plans for this year. I know I've seen that a lot of other people, like, I feel like this is everyone's goal every year, is to like minimize their physical TBR. But yeah, this is my first new year starting on Booktube after joining last summer. I know I've been like a little bit irregular lately, but hopefully that'll improve. I don't have any other real goals for Booktube because I think it's important for me to keep it as low pressure as possible to keep me wanting to come back. Just because I don't like it being an obligation. I love joining y'all here and I love watching other people's videos. So yeah, if you have any reading goals or if you want to join in with mine, just let me know. Otherwise, from here at the House of AV, the AV Club, I hope you'll have a wonderful day. See y'all soon. Bye-bye.